Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. Today I'm bringing you guys another brand's best. So I've been doing these videos where I take a certain brand and I pick the top 10 products that I love from that brand and share them with you guys. So I will link the playlist for you guys if you want to check out some other brands that I have done. And like always, leave comments down below on brands that you would like to see in this series. Today we're going to be talking about some L'Oreal products. I have a lot of really good things. L'Oreal is a giant brand and they've been around for a long time. So a lot of these products have, come and gone, or a lot of products in the brand, not a lot of these products, because obviously these are all still on the market. But a lot of the products in L'Oreal's brand have kind of come and gone throughout the years, and they are always kind of coming out with new things, discontinuing things, and everything like that. So I have some really good things to share with you guys. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so let's go ahead and start off with face. Now the first thing I want to talk about is actually on one of their newer releases. Now, to be totally frank, I haven't been a huge fan of a lot of their glow highlighty things that they've recently put out, but I do love this Infallible Matte Lock Mattifying Primer. So they put out a matte primer and then they put out a glow primer. I do have oily skin, so I did pick up the matte one, and it's like a lotion type consistency, and it really does an excellent job at mattifying. But what I love about this primer is that when you rub it in, it doesn't get pilly. Some mattifying primers, when you start really rubbing them in, they'll pill up, and this one doesn't do that. And also sometimes I've noticed with other primers, when I put them on, it'll be very obvious where the primer is. It'll have a line where you can see where the primer is and then where the primer's not, And so this one doesn't do that either, and it really does give a nice finish. It says that it blurs. I don't know so much about that, but the whole mattifying thing I definitely agree with, and that is what I use this for. And it's just a really good primer, especially if you have oily skin or you just want that matte finish. All right, now for foundation, I love the Infallible Pro Matte. This foundation has been out for a few years now. It is a more natural type finish. I don't think it is a super mattifying finish. However, if you put it with the matte primer, that is what I did today, and it definitely does wear a little bit longer and it looks a little bit more matte with this primer underneath it. So it is a demi matte finish, which I like because it doesn't make your skin look super powdery or cakey. It does just kind of look really natural, but mattified. The coverage on this is excellent. It offers really great coverage. I'm suffering right now from a lot of breakouts, and I don't know why, but it's all south of the mouth is where I'm having a bunch of breakouts right now, and this covered it really, really well. I do wear the shade 102 Shell Beige, and it says it's 24-hour wear. I don't ever really wear my foundation for 24 hours, so I don't know about that, but it is a really long wearing foundation, and I love this, and I have loved it for years and years and years, and this is I think my second or third one that I've purchased. All right, now this I'm putting with the face stuff, but this is kind of a finishing touch. This is the Infallible Pro Spray and Set Makeup Extender Setting Spray. Love this stuff so much. The spritzer on this is really nice. I feel like this was the first drugstore setting spray that I really remember seeing. This probably came out 2 or 3 years ago now. And like I said, I remember that this one came out, and then the Maybelline one, and then the Wet n Wild and Milani, and it just has kind of spiraled from there. But this one is just the original drugstore setting spray that I remember always seeing. And it is a little bit more pricey. I want to say L'Oreal is just a little bit more pricey in general now, I feel like. I think a lot of their newer releases are, in between the $10 and $15 mark. This one is pushing the $15 mark, obviously depending on where you get it. But what's nice with L'Oreal is that it is drugstore, so you can find coupons and sales, and that's what I would do whenever I buy drugstore makeup. I always just wait for a sale or a coupon. But anyway, so it's really a fine mist. The spritzer is nice, and it does an excellent job at evenly distributing the product, and it really does make my makeup last longer, which is honestly what I'm looking for in a setting spray. Because I have oily skin, I'm not looking for something that kind of makes me look a little dewy. I know with people who have dry skin, sometimes they're looking for a spray that will make them look a little bit more hydrated and less powdery, but that's just not my taste. And so I want a setting spray that just is going to make my makeup last longer, and that's what this does. I love it so much. And you can use it, as a primer, it says, or, as a makeup refresher, but I just use it after my makeup, and you do get 3.4 fluid ounces in here, so it is a bit of product, and again, it's just a really, really good setting spray. Alright, so now I have 4 different eye things to share with you guys. So I have 3 shadows and 1 mascara. Let's touch on the mascara first. It is what I'm wearing today, and this is the Voluminous Carbon Black. I do get the waterproof one because I always wear waterproof mascara. This mascara, oh my gosh, this was like my old ride or die mascara. For a long time I used the Maybelline Full and Soft, and then it moved to the Voluminous Carbon Black, and then it moved to the Essence I Heart Extreme, which is the one I use most regularly now. This does resemble the Essence I Heart Extreme in the sense that it's very buildable. I was putting it on today, and I did a couple coats, and then I did the other eye, and then I went in and it was like, bam, like that's when you really get the effect with this, is when you build it up. It does go a little bit clumpy, but I love a good clumpy, thick, voluminous lash. Like that's just what I go for. So I love this. And it is a really black mascara. So this, it just reminded me today, like, cause I knew I loved this obviously for years, but when I was using it again, I was like, oh yes, like this is like, oh my gosh, I remember how good it is, you know? And so it's just a really good classic mascara. It is raved about for a reason. And I think if you're looking for a drugstore mascara, you would not be disappointed with this, because now this is better than the Essence one in this sense. So with the Essence one, it's kind of clumpy no matter what you do, which again, I love a good clumpy lash. So for me, I love it. But this one, you can just do, you know, maybe like a couple little strokes and then not build it up and get a really natural look. Or you can go back in once that first coat kind of sets, and you can go back in and apply another layer, and then it really does give you like some good full clumpy-ish lashes, you know? So this one, you can kind of do that more natural route, or you can do a little bit more dramatic. So that's what I love about this one, is that I feel like it's a little bit more versatile than the Essence one that I always rave about, but they're both really good. But this one from L'Oreal, man, it's just like an oldie but a goodie for sure. Okay, now for eyeshadows, I have 3 different ones. So the Infallible eyeshadows, the original like pressed pigments that everyone was raving about. I have 3 shades here that I love so much. Burst Into Bloom is the beautiful like radiant orchid color. It is so, so pretty. I love it. Amber Rush is the most classic shade. It's like a beautiful coppery rose gold color that I think everyone has raved about here on YouTube. It looks good on anyone who, like any eye color, this enhances. It's amazing. It looks so pretty. And then I also have Iced Latte. Now Iced Latte is what I'm wearing on the inner corner and on my brow bone today. This is the most perfect like highlighty shade. If you want a shade that's really going to stand out and be like icy, this is beautiful. But I love it because it does have a somewhat beige undertone. It's not super white, so it does kind of blend in a little bit better than just like a stark white shadow. These are so good. They are like a pressed pigment. They're just metallic and they bring so much shine. I love them so much. I'm not sure what shades they still have in this line, because I know as they put out some different shadows, these certain shades in this line have kind of been discontinued. So I'm not sure, but I do know I think that they still have Amber Rush and Iced Latte for sure. Burst Into Bloom, I'm not 100%, but these are just so, so beautiful, and they've been around for a while for a reason. Okay, next I want to talk about the Color Riche singles. Now, I love the mattes in this line, and that's what I'm going to be talking about today. The shimmers are okay, but to be honest, I would pick up the Infallible shadows, or the ones I'm going to talk about next, for shimmers, and then I would pick up the Color Riche singles for mattes. So I am wearing both of these shades today. I have Little Beige Dress in 201. This is the most perfect transition shade, and it's what I used as my transition shade today. It's just the most neutral, light color, and it's so beautiful. Just for the crease transition, really kind of just throw it in there sloppily. Sloppily. I don't know if that's a word, but it is now. And then the other one I love is 306 Acromat. This is a really pretty rust shade, and I've used this shadow a lot. I actually used this in like a one shadow type of video that I did. I'll link that for you guys. But I did this today a little bit in like my outer corner. I just used it very lightly to kind of give it a little bit more warmth, but nothing really intense. With this shade, you can kind of sheer it out, or you can really build it up to give you like a deep rust color, and it will be like true what's in the pan. But I love this formula. It's kind of like a cushiony type of powder. It's not a straight up powder. It's a really unique formula, and they're so smooth and just pigmented, and they blend very well. So I love the mattes in the Color Riche single line. Now, for shimmer shades, like I said, I would pick up the Infallibles that I talked about first, or I would pick up these, which are the Infallible Paints Metallics. So these are single shadows that are just metallic, like they say. I have two different ones. I have 400 Rose Chrome, which is what I'm wearing all over my lid today. It's a really nice shimmery color that pulls a little peach, but not super peach. So what it does in my eyes is it kind of blends into the skin really well, so it looks very natural on the skin, which I think is really nice. I have heard that some people use this as a highlighter too on their face, which I'm interested to try. And then the other one I have that I love is 402 Brass Knuckles. This is a beautiful bronze shade. Like if you just want a bronzy lid, go with Brass Knuckles. It's beautiful. I know they have a couple other colors in the line, but these two are just my favorites. They're neutral and pretty and just, oh, so, so good. Like if you put these with these as like mattes, oh my gosh, the pairing is just wonderful. Or even these. I mean, it's just, they're all good. All right, let's move on to lips. I have 3 lip things to talk about. First thing I want to chat about is the Infallible Paints, like just lip paints. They're not the matte ones, but they are just the original lip paints. This one is Spicy Blush. So good. Okay, you guys, I'm going to pause here while my face looks really cute and tell you guys that I could not get a swatch to work of this shade. I don't know why, but I took 3 different photos and they would not work on my computer. So I don't have a swatch of this, but I'm sure you can Google one and find it. So sorry about that. I don't love the deeper shades in this line, and I haven't really tried any of like the blues or the grays or anything like that they have out. But the neutrals, oh my goodness, this one is like the perfect everyday color. And this is a really unique formula because it's not a lip gloss and it's not a liquid lipstick. It's not a lipstick. It's like a lip lacquer kind of thing, but it's not sticky at all. It's really comfortable. I love this so much. And this shade, Spicy Blush, it's like the perfect neutral shade. Everyone would just go nuts over this. It has a doe foot applicator. I just absolutely love this. I think it's wonderful. The formula, like I said, not sticky, but offers some shine and moisture. Definitely not a matte, overly drying thing. So if you're kind of over the liquid lipsticks, definitely try these out because they're long wearing, but they're so moisturizing and I love it. All right, the next thing I want to chat about is the Infallible Pro Matte Gloss. I realized I have a lot of stuff from the Infallible line, so I don't know if that's a thing, but apparently I really like the Infallible line. So the Infallible Pro Matte Glosses, this is in the one 312 Rouge Envy, which is a beautiful like raspberry shade. These are so good and honestly very interesting because you look at it and you're like, a matte gloss, like what? But it is like that. And it's not a liquid lipstick. Like you don't put it on and it's really liquidy and then it dries down. This is a liquid lipstick in the sense that like it goes on and it's matte, but it feels like a lip gloss. Like it feels so comfortable on the lips. It's crazy. Now they do, I would say line your lips with the brighter shades or really kind of any of them because they will kind of slide a little bit. So I would say use a lip liner just for that extra barrier. But they're so unique and just so comfortable, and the shade range is awesome on these as well. That's the thing, L'Oreal does lip colors. They have a lot of shades and pretty much everything, so I love that about it. But these are just different and unique and awesome, and I love them so much because they are matte, but they are so, so comfy. Okay, now the last lip product I want to talk about is a newer find of mine. It's a newer release from L'Oreal, but I put them in my 2017 favorites because I quickly became obsessed. So they are the Color Riche Shine Balms. Now, I originally started out with one. I had 910 Shining Peach, which is a really pretty just nude color that you can kind of do anything with. You know, you can pair it with any lip liner and it'll be like a different type of color. Beautiful. Well, then I got a little crazy. Not really. Okay, I only bought 2 more, so it's not like really crazy. But I got 906 Burnished Blush, which might be one of my favorite. Well, all of these 3 are my favorites. Let's get real. But this is a beautiful rosy shade. It's one of those shades that just like wakes your face up every day and it makes you look bright and fresh and just like you are ready to go. It looks ready to party. No, it just looks really good and just like, oh, like yes, like I put this on and I just feel like I'm awake and I'm ready to go. Like it's really pretty color. It's a really bright, but not overly bright color. Like it's still work appropriate. And then the newest one I picked up and what I'm wearing today is 904 in Varnished Rosewood. This shade I feel like is just really unique in the sense that, let me just put on a little more. It's really unique in the sense that it's a little bit brown, but it's still a neutral. I didn't know it was going to be this nude. I thought it was going to be more of like a rosy brick red type of color, but it definitely is more neutral than I thought, which I love it. I think it's wonderful. This is a really great like winter nude type of color, where Burnished Blush is like a little springy, but it still looks really pretty, you know? This is definitely like a winter type of color. I love it so much, but the formula on these is just heavenly. They are so creamy. They kind of remind me of the old Revlon lip butters, but they're not as thick as those. They are thinner, but not too thin. They offer so much shine. They are so comfortable, and the shade range is awesome. I haven't even picked up any of the brighter or deeper shades, but they have them available. They are just so comfortable. I feel like I'm wearing a really comfortable lip balm, but I am getting all the color that I want, which it's just amazing. I love these so much. I think if anything you're gonna buy, get these. Like they're just so good. They are out of the newer releases from L'Oreal, the primer and these are just my favorite. They're so good. But any of these products you would not be disappointed with, but just these lip colors, I just can't get over how comfortable they are. And it's just like, you feel like you're wearing just a really comfy lip balm, but you have a really pretty color on, and it's like everything I've ever wanted. It's so good. So good. And you have a shine on like you have a lip gloss on, but you don't. It's amazing. So that is it for this top 10 of L'Oreal products, you guys. I hope you liked it. Please subscribe if you did and give this video a thumbs up, and leave any video requests down in the comments below, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye!